StadiumDB.com presents Sky Bet League One Stadiums Season 2024-2025. Welcome! We are all familiar with Premier League stadia, and the new Championship season also promises to be exciting. But what's happening at the lower level of English football? Take a look at all the venues where League One footballers will be fighting for promotion to a higher tier in the 2024-2025 season. There are 24 in total, and we'll start with the smallest. 24th place, Broadfield Stadium, capacity 6,134, Crawley Town FC. The town is located between London and Brighton, a 20-minute drive from the Seagulls Stadium, the Lamex. After 49 seasons at the Old Town Meet, Crawley FC moved from the north to the south of the town in 1997 to the purpose-built Broadfield Stadium. The facility is surrounded by extensive woodland. The team last played in League One exactly 10 years ago. 23rd place, Pirelli Stadium, capacity 6,912, Burton Albion FC. The Pirelli Stadium was opened in 2005 and is almost a stone's throw from the site of their old Leyton Park ground, which is now a housing estate located across the road from the venue. Burton Albion's Pirelli Stadium has not undergone a lot of changes. There have been a few minor tweaks to the ground's capacity, but Burton's Albion Arena was built in 2005. That means it is relatively new compared to that of most teams in the Football League. 22nd place, the Lamex Stadium, capacity 7,318, Stevenage FC. The Lamex Stadium has been improved recently with an opening of a new north stand at the end of the ground in December 2019. This new covered all-seated stand replaced a small terrace and has a capacity of 1,428 seats housed in one single tier. The rest of the ground is also modern and tidy-looking, and unusually for a new venue still has a bit of individual character about it. 21st place, Sixfields Stadium, capacity 7,700, Northampton Town FC. On one side in the new East Stand, which was first opened to supporters in 2016, however, it still has works to be completed. This covered stand has a current capacity of 1,009 seats housed in a single tier. On the other side of the ground is the large West Main Stand. This two-tiered affair is all-seated and covered and is free of any supporting pillars. 20th place, Cledara Abbey Stadium, capacity 7,937, Cambridge United FC. In the 1980s, United had a chance to win a Premier League promotion spot, but instead went down by 4 tiers, thus losing any hope for stadium improvement. Officials refused to install the recommended plastic seats all around the ground, arguing they would only do that when advancing to a league requiring such facilities. In 2004, further financial trouble caused the club to sell Abbey Stadium to a private entity. 19th place, St. James's Park, capacity 8,219, Exeter City. Like many stadiums across England, this one also underwent the most significant changes following the Hillsborough disaster. However, in Exeter's case it was significantly more painful, as the club went into administration in 1994 and had to sell the ground. It then went into the hands of private developers and was bought back by the City Council to safeguard the club's existence. 18th place, One Call Stadium, capacity 9,186, Mansfield Town FC. Regarded as the oldest existing stadium in English professional football, the stadium in Mansfield has been in operation since at least 1861 and possibly even longer. Between 1999 and 2001, 3 new stands were built, a smaller one behind the goals and a huge one compared to the rest, a 2-tier stand along the west sideline. 17th place, Gaughan Group Stadium, capacity 9,241, Leyton Orient FC. The ground, which many fans still refer to as its original name of Brisbane Road, has seen a lot of redevelopment in recent years with the construction of 3 new stands. Finance for this has chiefly come from the proceeds of selling parts of the Brisbane Road site to a property developer. Near the ground in Coronation Gardens is a statue of former Orient, West Brom and Real Madrid player Laurie Cunningham. 16th place. The Croud Meadow, capacity 9,875, Shrewsbury Town FC. The stadium has undergone a few renovations. One is a bit of a surprise. In 2019, a stunning 2 luxury seats were added to the Roland Wycombe stand. Before moving to the new Meadow, the club played between 1910 and 2007 at Meadow. The stadium, which is located on the outskirts of Shrewsbury, has 4 separate stands, which are simple single-tiered covered ones. 15th place. Adams Park, capacity 10,000, Wycombe Wanderers FC. On one side of the ground is the impressive-looking Frank Adams stand, opened in 1996. This was named in memory of the man who originally donated to the club their previous ground at Loakes Park. Away fans are mostly located at one end of the venue in the Dreams stand, where just over 2,000 supporters can be accommodated. 14th place. LNER Stadium, capacity 10,669, Lincoln City FC. Nicknamed the Imps after the legend of the Lincoln Imp, they have played at 10,669 LNER Stadium since their move to the John O'Gauns in 1895. If the planned investments are successful, it could expand LNER Stadium's capacity from 10,669 to 11,500. 13th place. Edgeley Park, capacity 10,852, Stockport County. The successes have raised the ambitions of the officials, who had already hoped to reach the championship within a few seasons a couple of years ago. They have now taken a big step in that direction, and in hand with further promotions, the expansion of the stadium is also to go ahead. There are plans to extend the stands on the south side and behind the east gate, as well as widening the main stand. As a result of the modernization, the capacity of the arena would increase to around 18,300 spectators. We're halfway through, which is a good time to like the video if you haven't already done so, and to subscribe to stay tuned for more interesting content. 12th place. AESSEAL New York Stadium, capacity 12,000, Rotherham United FC. The name may be associated with the American city of New York. However, it comes from the district in which it is located, that is, New York. S+P Architect is responsible for the appearance of the stadium. As conceived by the designers, the shape grows gradually from the southeast, with the main structure dominating the northwest. 11th place. STōK Cae Ras, capacity 12,600, Wrexham AFC. Recognized by the Guinness Book of World Records as the oldest football stadium in existence, this venue opened in 1807. In late 2020 and early 2021, 2 American actors, Ryan Reynolds and Rob McElhenney, became the new owners of Wrexham AFC club. One of the priority tasks they set themselves was to solve the East Stand problem. Together with Wrexham Council, the club intends to make the stadium a year-round attraction, which is expected to bring economic benefits to the city. 10th place. Bristol Memorial Stadium, capacity 13,248, Bristol Rovers FC. Although the ground has existed since 1921, it was only in 1996 that football started being played here regularly. Bristol Rovers FC took advantage of the home side Bristol Rugby seeking extra funding in difficult situation and moved in as a shareholder, claiming majority. From the start, Rovers could use the new West Stand with skyboxes that was erected the very same year. 9th place. Western Homes Stadium, capacity 13,511, Peterborough United. Main stand was revamped in 1982 after the Taylor Report. Then in spring of 1986 the newest edition of that time came, a two-tiered stand with skyboxes in the southern part of the ground, opposite the main stand. After this major change, fans had to wait until November 2014 to see the new eastern stand with some 2,500 seats. 8th place. Bloomfield Road, capacity 16,500, Blackpool FC. Bloomfield Road has modern stands on three sides with the corners in between these stands also filled with seating. These three permanent sides are of similar design, being single-tiered, all of the same height, seated and covered. Outside the stadium, behind the north stand, is a statue of the former Blackpool legend Stan Mortensen, whilst outside the main entrance is a statue of Jimmy Amfield. 7th place. Oakwell Stadium, capacity 23,000, Barnsley FC. Oakwell is a mostly modern ground. On one side is the particularly attractive two-tiered covered east stand, running along one side of the pitch. An unusual feature of the stadium is a purpose-built stand for disabled supporters. This is a three-floor structure that seats at the corner between the east and south stands. 6th place. John Smith's Stadium, capacity 24,121, Huddersfield Town. At the time of completion, it was thought to be among the most innovative stadiums in England, receiving RIBA Building of the Year in 1995. Its distinctive roof structure, based on steel beams supported in the corners, may seem symmetrical, but this is only an illusion. In fact, each stand is different. 5th place. Select Car Leasing Stadium, capacity 24,161, Reading FC. The stadium was built in 1998 after the previous ground at Elm Park was judged as unsuitable for redevelopment. Official name derives from club's president Sir John Madejski, who is responsible for Reading FC getting a new ground. And though the rugby side London Irish are also tenant of the stadium, the football club's needs always come first. 4th place. Brick Community Stadium, capacity 25,133, Wigan Athletic FC. The stadium was built in 1999 at a cost of around £30 million. From the outset, the plan was to accommodate both the Wigan Athletic football team and the Wigan Warriors rugby team. The most distinctive feature of the stadium is the four stands without raised corners with corner-supported roofs. 3rd place. The Valley, capacity 27,111, Charlton Athletic FC. Though Charlton Athletic were created back in 1905, the club didn't have a stadium of their own until 1919. The Valley's story is somewhat unique because it was built largely by the supporters in a former chalk pit. Current shape of the stadium is the outcome of 1994-2002 redevelopments. Only the south end remembers the 1980s. 2nd place. Tufsheet Community Stadium, capacity 28,723, Bolton Wanderers FC. The venue was designed by Populous, then STōK Sport, and has a very distinctive appearance with steel trusses dominating the local skyline, with roof supports and floodlight pylons integrated with one another. The construction of the stadium caused much controversy. Fans had objections to the out-of-town location, as many walked to the previous Burton Park and to the commercialized name. 1st place. St. Andrews at Knighthead Park, capacity 29,409, Birmingham City. The venue is more than 115 years old. The venue was built at the club's initiative about a kilometre from the previous venue, which was too small for Birmingham City's needs. For the club, relegation to League One is a huge setback. They have consistently been a championship team in recent years, and a dozen years ago they also featured in the Premier League. Fans are therefore hoping for a quick return of Birmingham to the championship. And that's all for now. You've met all the League One stadiums. Now it's your turn. Write in the comments which venues you have been to and which one impressed you the most. See you soon!